Hello and welcome to another update video about the S&P 500. Haven't covered it for a while on this channel, but let's talk about where we are. I've zoomed out and you can see the entire history since October 22 when this run up started. I want to describe here the wave structure, and my interpretation is that the low that was formed in October 22, that this was a so-called wave 4 correction, the low of a wave 4. And the move to the upside doesn't look impulsive. And that's not a problem because in a wave 5, so if the wave 4 bottomed here in October 22, then the move up is likely a wave 5, you know. And this wave 5 is probably unfolding as an ending diagonal. Okay, so what is an ending diagonal? An ending diagonal is a structure in which you can get an overlap between waves 1 and 4. Now we don't have that, or just about, okay? We can also debate where to put the wave 1, maybe even here, okay? And the wave 2 is here. So also probably possible. Does it matter? Not at all at the moment, not. And you are allowed to have an overlap between waves 1 and 4. And the wave 3 must not be the shortest wave, which it definitely isn't because the wave 1 is the shortest. And the subwave structures are 3-wave structures, which is entirely possible to count A, B, C in wave 1. Then obviously we have our wave 2 correction. Then I have A, B, C in wave 3, A, B, C in wave 4. And this is now where it's getting tricky in wave 5. I would really still like to see an A, B, C in wave 5. Okay, so that's my main thesis at the moment. And that's because all of these here are basically also corrective. So the wave 5 has to be. Now the problem here is that this wave 5 is very much extended. So we're going to zoom in a minute and you'll see that the individual wave counts of the two scenarios here that we are following in the short term. So I think it's important to understand that we are looking for, so that a fourth wave of this ending diagonal finished in October. The move up was obviously aggressively bullish. This could still carry on a little bit. We're going to zoom in a minute. But ideally, I'd still like to see this A, B, C structure taking us into the region between 5,000 to 5,500 points. That's been my forecast for a long time, to get there eventually. Obviously, there was, until a month ago, roughly, the risk of a downturn here, okay? But it was never fully confirmed, okay? So like basically that a more substantial top was already in. Now that was not the case because we broke above the July high. But with that high here, a really substantial top could be in place, yeah? So just be aware of that. So in the bullish scenario, I would still like to see extensions. So either directly, okay, or, and that's what I would prefer, in a more extended ABC structure. The longer this A wave goes, the more extended the C wave will be as well. That's just simple Fibonacci extension mathematics, okay? Because the wave A and the wave C, they often have the same length. So, and then I want to mention, I have to have a bearish scenario as well. So if we now break down, yeah, my bearish case would be that this is a high B wave. So A wave down, high B wave, and we're resetting the wave 4 that likely bottomed in October. But that's not really a scenario I focus on at the moment, okay? So let's go into the 30-minute chart and try to understand the structures we're dealing with here. And it is really, really challenging. I mean, I could count this impulsive to the upside. It wouldn't be easier as well, because the main challenge we haven't really got a landmark on this chart since October 23, sorry. So yeah, end of October, basically. The problem is I'm always looking for either impulses or deep pullbacks to tell me where we are. On this chart, there isn't really a deep pullback. So we have unusually shallow pullbacks in this entire move to the upside. That makes the entire interpretation very, very challenging. I could count it impulsively. It doesn't make sense because it needs to be this diagonal pattern. So we're looking for an ABC structure. Best I can tell is that we have an A, B, C structure here. And then obviously different ways to count the subdivisions. I don't want to go into detail here. Really don't want to confuse you. We talk about this a lot in our stocks and S&P 500 membership. If you're interested in that, check it out. Link is in the description. You get daily updates about the S&P 500 video updates, as well as regular updates about stocks, and you get live access to the charts. There's a daily written update, and just want to explain. We go into very much detail. I mean, this is not, I could spend a lot of time explaining all these subwave structures. That's not so important at the moment. I think what I really want to focus on is I want to share with you my thoughts around what's happening here. So there is a micro support area, and the micro support, I'm going to zoom in a minute, but the micro support, as long as that's holding, we could see the price get towards 4,894 plus in the coming weeks. But somewhere in this region up there, we should then see the next top. If we break below the orange box, and that's expected at some point because we're very much extended to the upside, then we will look for a deeper pullback, and that deeper pullback is likely this B wave. So if the pullback is corrective, which it ideally is, it should set us up for a nice rally, probably towards the end of the first quarter or so, or maybe even second quarter of 2024. I mean, we're now in 2024. So, okay, if the pullback is not corrective, we are looking at crash alert, okay? Because then it is possible that a more substantial top is formed here. So it is a very simple sequence I'm following. We have a micro support level, which is here at $4,718. Below that level, it will become very likely that we're not going to see any more direct extensions higher. Below that level, we are likely going to see invalidation of any further extensions. That invalidation point is at 4,697. So as long as the orange box is holding, we should see more direct upside. That could be the white count or the blue count. Basically what I'm watching for is, are we holding Friday's low? And if yes, it should take us to 4,894 plus in this 5-wave pattern, or even higher in the blue count. But below 4,718, I will start to watch for a B-wave pullback. So it's very simple. But until we haven't even broken the first micro support level, there's not really any need to look for a deeper pullback. So yes, I think it's worth to be cautious. We're very much overextended, but I wouldn't call a top in place until the price hasn't at least broken below micro support. That's my update about the S&P. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as regular updates about stocks, then yeah, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. Link is in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.